Hey guys, it's Carla. Today I'm starting with the raw sienna background, and I've already got my outline sketched on, but if you want to wait until you get your background finished, it might be a little bit easier because once I got my background on, it was kind of hard to see my outline. I still saw it, but it's a little bit hard. But this is just watered down paint that I'm brushing on with the flat synthetic brush. And now I just want to add in some colors. So I've mixed up a green shade and I'm just randomly brushing this in. And as you can see, you can still see the outline, but the more paint I put on, the harder it is to see. So you might want to wait until you get this part done and dry before you sketch on your outline. Alright, so now I'm mixing up another shade. I'm not sure I even mixed anything there. I think it's just the burnt sienna, but I'm just randomly brushing it in too. So really just whatever colors you want in your background is fine. Okay, so now I'm mixing up a shade, a watered down color to put in my texture. So I've watered it down and I'm using a palette knife to kind of scrape in. I'm just very lightly scraping it in, and I don't have a lot of paint on my palette knife, but this just gives the wood some texture. And now I'm getting paint on the edge of my knife so that I can put in the cracks between the boards. And you don't have to worry about these being straight because this is supposed to be like old wood. Alright, so now I'm going to start on my cherries. So I've mixed up red and a little bit of black because I don't want this to be bright red. I want it to be kind of a wine color. So I'm going to go ahead and do one cherry almost completely, just so that you can see what I did to it. And then I'll speed through the other two cherries because I'll be doing them the same way. So I'm just using a small flat brush, and after I covered the whole cherry, then I came back with black to put in some darker areas. So this will give it dimension. And then with just plain red on the top part, I'm brushing in some brighter color. Alright, so I'm going to do the other two the same way. And I'm coming back with some more red just to brighten it up some. Okay, now I'm going to start on the stems. So I've mixed up my green shade, and I'm just using the small flat brush, and I'm using the edge of it to brush these stems in. Okay, so now that looks really flat, so now I'm going to add some darker shade on the left hand side, because my light is going to be coming from the right, so I want my shadows to be on the left. I'm just tapping these in with the edge of the brush. Alright, so now I need to paint my nail. And now I'm adding a little bit of white to that color to make a highlight color. Some bright highlights on the nail, and then the bright highlights on the cherries. Alright, now I'm starting on my butterfly, and I just want to cover the whole thing in red first. That's just going to be my base color. And now with a small round brush, I'm going to paint in the body. I mixed up some gray to kind of put a little highlight on part of the body. And now with straight black, with my round brush, I'm going to put the black into the wings. I want to keep it really loose though. Now I'm using a liner brush to put in the veins, and these don't have to go any certain place, they just need to look like veins. So I'm just very lightly touching with the tip of the brush and just kind of scumbling these in. Okay, now without getting into my black, if your black is dry, it's fine, but if it's still wet like mine is, then I don't want to get into it with this red, but I'm just brushing in some red to kind of brighten up the wings. And now I'm adding a little bit of white to the red to start highlighting the butterfly. It shouldn't be a very noticeable difference, just very subtle, but this will start brightening it up. And then a little bit brighter and brush in some more highlights. Now with just plain white, I'm just putting these dots into the black areas. Now yours may or may not need brightened up right here, but I'm just using some of that butterfly color to brighten up the cherries. I'm just kind of touching up some areas right here before I start putting the shadows in. Okay, so now with a hog bristle brush, doesn't matter what shape. I think this is a filbert, but you could use a flat brush for this too. But it's a hog bristle, and I'm just gonna scrub in my shadows. And the reason I'm using a hog bristle brush is so that I can get that soft edge on the shadow. So I want to go right up against the cherries and then just kind of scrub it on out to create that soft edge. Now this is the shadow for the nail, and then the shadow for the butterfly. And these are the shadows for the stems. Okay, there's the butterfly. Now where the shadow meets the object, it's always a little bit darker, so I'm using some black just right up against the cherries to darken that shadow. The same thing with the nail. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a great day, and God bless you.